Didn't do
like,
anything. I mean, was there a counselor? Was there anyone that you could go and talk to? I mean, taken by the hair and thrown down the stairs, how can they do nothing?
I tried to go to guidance. They wouldn't listen. They told me that I must be instigating it if it hasn't stopped. I tried going to the principal. Absolutely nothing was done. And when that event happened, my principal actually suspended me for longer than the girl, my attacker, was suspended. And I ended up just having to do homebound for the rest of the year. And when I returned for high school in 2017, from my first day there, received death threats. I was sexually harassed and assaulted in my history class. Teachers did nothing. I went to the superintendent, who I was actually introduced to by my therapist alongside my father, and he swore that he would be like this knight in shining armor for us, and that I would never be harassed or bullied ever again. And they were so sorry for what happened at the middle school, but nothing was done. The principal did nothing. The superintendent couldn't have cared less. And even the anti-bullying coordinator more or less just didn't care. Even when my mother and father brought things to their attention, they threw me in wings, the alternate school that bad kids are supposed to go to. They threw a good kid who was being bullied into an alternate school for, as a punishment. But why am I being punished when I was just showing up to learn?
It's infuriating. It's infuriating to hear your story. I want to bring Daniel in because you taught at this school for almost 2 decades. You're sitting here shaking your head as she explains what happened. I mean, what is going on at this school?
Yeah, it's amazing to me that they haven't made any strides to conquer this problem since I've been there. I started in 1988, 89, I think it was. Left in 2007 to become an administrator. But it seems like the same problems when I saw this, I'm like, the same problems are still going on as when I was there.
So you worked at the school 20 years, and your daughter went to the school at one point.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, even your daughter was bullied while you were a teacher at the school?
Right. My twin daughters went to that school, and we were outsiders because even though they went there all 4 years of high school, they came from another district. So there was a lot of jealousy there, and there was one ringleader student who just rode my daughter and gathered a posse around her and just made life pretty horrible for her the time she was there. Her grades were great. She became valedictorian of the school and was extremely successful. My other daughter was the shortstop of the softball team. And so there's a lot of jealousy, and they felt like they didn't belong there. My one daughter even had to eat lunch with me every day because when she walked in the cafeteria, they would all chant this same word over and over again. She just couldn't be there.
So I don't get, you're working at the school, and you, I'm assuming, went to the administration of your own school.
Yeah, we had several meetings. We had meetings with some of the other parents, with the principal. Only one of the vice principals helped out. And on the day of graduation, when she gave her her speech, he told all the students if there was any nonsense going on, he was going to pull them out of line and they wouldn't graduate with their class. And that day went well, but it was the first time really anybody stepped forward to help out.
So she was able to give her speech.
Right.
But you must have been on pins and needles.
I was.
Which, to think that you have to be on pins and needles at your daughter's graduation when she's giving the speech.
Right.
Because you think someone's, going to scream at her or something?
Yeah, but
it's
everything
sick.
went well, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So it's the Central Regional High School. One thing that really stood out to me, Daniel, was the superintendent. When we covered this last week, I couldn't believe his response to some of this. He was literally calling out the victim, talking about her issues publicly, responding to media questions, and throwing the victim under the bus and her family. I've never seen anything like it.
Right.
I mean, what's the deal with this guy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that he would say that this was a huge mistake in hindsight. I have known him for a long time. I've had him when he was a senior in high school in my math class. And so that's how long I've known him. When he became a vice principal at the school, I was still working there. And then he was a pretty good kid when he was in school. So I just think, man, he made a really bad decision. I can't say if he did a good job or not while the years that I wasn't there. but he was only a vice principal of the middle school when I was still working there. I really didn't have any issues with him then, but I was shocked, like you were, to hear those words.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.